Everybody, Justin here to do another countdown video, a new countdown video. This is a top 10 countdown video, top 10 people I hated in wrestling. A lot of these are not wrestlers. A lot of them are not wrestlers. They're like B-, D- celebrities that were involved in wrestling. Some are backstage writers that I didn't like, never really did. So here we go, top 10 people I hated in wrestling. Some of them are wrestlers, but not all of them. I did a top 10 of wrestlers that I hated, but all these people on this top 10 are not wrestlers. So this is a different countdown of people I hated in wrestling. Some were celebrities. One of them, or two of them, were a music group. So here we go, number 10. Now this guy, number 10 is probably, that's why he's number 10. I don't hate this guy really. I just liked his time in WCW. I didn't like his time in WCW. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was stupid. And it was really unnecessary to give him the WCW World title. That was pathetic. Number 10, he's a celebrity. He used to be in a couple movies like 15 years ago, but not really anymore. He actually was in, I believe, the Scream movies. He was in a lot of those. But he was probably a bigger star 15 years ago. But still, he's a celebrity. Number 10 is David Arquette. I don't hate him, the person. I don't got a problem with the guy. I believe he's a big wrestling fan. So I like that about him. But his time in WCW was absolutely embarrassing and a joke and pathetic. And I hated his time in wrestling. So number 10 is David Arquette because I hated his time in wrestling. And Vince Russo didn't do him any help getting the fans to hate him when he gave him the WCW World title. You stupid fucking idiot, Vince Russo. Number 9. This guy is a wrestler. People I hated in wrestling. Number 9. He was in ECW in 93, 94, 95 a little bit. Number 9's Ian Rotten. Was supposed to be Axel Rotten's brother. They are not real brothers. And Ian Rotten, the guy's a scumbag. I don't like the guy. The guy's not a wrestler. The guy's a garbage wrestler. I guess he's known as a hardcore wrestler. You could go call him a hardcore wrestler, but in my opinion, he wasn't a wrestler. He was garbage. He was trash. He didn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. He was pathetic in the ring. All the guy could do is do this over and over and over. That's all he did is bleed. He was a fat bastard that bled. That's all he could ever fucking do. So number 9's Ian Rotten. I actually hated him. I never liked him in wrestling. And I guess he was a promoter. He was also a promoter for some little indie company. I don't know where it was located. Somewhere in the Midwest. He was a promoter for a company. I think the company name was IWA. Anyways, he was a bad promoter. His wrestling was garbage. His wrestling was just trash. I actually saw a show once. I think it was from on YouTube or something. That Ian Rotten, I believe, is his company, his indie company. A show he put on in someone's backyard. And outside of the ring, they didn't even have chairs for the fans or the people watching his match. There was like 10 people outside the ring watching. That's pathetic. And Ian Rotten, you were pathetic as a wrestler and you were pathetic as a promoter. And I also heard you ripped off a lot of wrestlers and wouldn't pay them and wouldn't give them their payoffs for working for you. You're a scumbag. I hope you're out of wrestling. I don't know if he is. Ian Rotten The guy might have even passed away. I don't remember. He might be dead. I don't know if he's dead. But I might have heard, I don't remember, but I might have heard a couple years ago that the guy passed away. I hope he's still not. And if he's alive, that's fine. I don't wish death on the guy, but I hope he's not in wrestling because the guy is a bad promoter, rip-off artist, and a con man, in my opinion. And the guy's a garbage wrestler. So number 9's Ian Rotten. Never heard of him. Watch ECW TV on the WWE Network. He was in ECW in 93, 94, 95. Number 8. Number 8 would be, again, I put this guy on a list of worst wrestlers. I still believe he's one of the worst wrestlers I've seen. Number 8 would be David Flair. The guy was garbage in the ring. The guy was really bad in the ring. Really bad wrestler. Number 7 would be Lex Luger. Never liked Lex Luger, and when I heard Elizabeth passed away in his home with him there, and that made me dislike Lex Luger from, like, my dislike for him was at like a 1 or 2. When I heard Miss Elizabeth passed away when she was dating him and with him, my dislike for Luger went from a 1 or 2 up to a like 20. I don't like the guy. And he was a bad wrestler. He wasn't any good. So I did hate Lex Luger in wrestling. So he would be number 7. And he acted like pathetic when Miss Elizabeth was not breathing, and he called 911, and I heard the phone call, the 911 call that was recorded, and Luger was crying, acting like a little, not even crying, just acting like a little bitch, like he was guilty. Saying, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. Well, get down on the damn floor and start CPR on her, you stupid asshole. Number 6. I guess Luger, now karma came back to Luger because I think the guy might be in a wheelchair, or his legs are really messed up and he can't walk or something. Maybe as a cane, I don't know. Number 6 would be the Z-Man, Tom Zink. Never liked the guy. The guy seemed like a pre-Madonna prick, like a douchebag. And I don't like him mostly because of what he did when he's in the WWF in 1987. Tom Zink was tag team partners with Rick Martel. Rick Martel, great worker. That guy should be in the Hall of Fame. So he was in a tag team with Rick Martel, and then Tom Zink decided to walk out on Rick Martel, walk out on the WWF, leave the company because he wasn't happy with his payoffs or something. I'm sure he's being paid pretty well. So he's bitching and moaning about he's wanting to quit because of his payoffs. Rick Martel, I heard Rick Martel tell this story in a Rick Martel shoot interview. He was saying he was trying to talk. He was really trying to talk Tom Zink out of quitting, and he was telling him, just hold off, man, don't quit, just stay in there. We're gonna probably get a tag title run soon. Just stay in there, the payoffs will come. He said, just don't quit on me. And then Tom Zink decided to quit on him. Like a big fucking pussy. I don't like Tom Zink. And the Z-Man was no better. The guy was a jerk. In WCW, I heard he was a real douchebag and jerk backstage. So number 6 is the Z-Man, or Tom Zink. Number 5, they were in WWF for a short time, very short time. Because they're probably acting like idiots backstage. That's why they were thrown out of WWF. and never came back. They were in WCW then, before WWF. They were actually in ECW at Hardcore Heaven 97. And then actually, when they were in WCW the longest, and then, for some reason, TNA hired them for a Wednesday night pay-per-view, and they appeared. Who am I talking about? Number 5 is ICP. I was never a fan of them in wrestling. I hated them in wrestling. The fat guy in ICP, I forget his name. I think his name's Violent J. That guy sucked as a wrestler. I'm sure ICP grew up as fans, and they really had a passion for wrestling, I guess. And I don't know if they still have their own company, but they actually started their own company, JCP. I believe that was the name of it. It might still be around. Juggalo Championship, or JCW, or Juggalo Championship Wrestling, something like that. I don't know if they still have their indie company. If they do, at least I hope they're paying off and paying all their wrestlers they hire. So ICP sucked. Their music actually sucked more than their wrestling ability. Their music was garbage. I was never a fan of their music. If you're a fan of ICP's music, good for you. Good for you, but I tried to listen to it once or years ago, and it was awful. It was bad. It was stupid music. Very stupid, pointless music. I don't even get the point of their music. But I don't get it. But I don't get the ICP in their music. I don't get their appeal. So ICP's number 5 of people I hated in wrestling. The only thing I ever saw ICP do that was entertaining. I know they have a lot of, I guess they still have a lot of fans. They have a lot of juggalos, I guess. Good, keep being a fan of theirs. I'm not a fan of theirs. But the only time they were ever entertaining, and I thought they were entertaining and I actually laughed, is when the ICP used to go on the Howard Stern show. That's the only time I thought they were entertaining. Their music sucked, and their wrestling was not much better than their music. So ICP, I guess, they must have sold a lot of CDs. They must have sold a lot in the 90s because ECW brought them in, and then WWF brought them in. They did the Oddities theme song. And then, for some reason, WCW brought them in. I guess they started an appeal in 2000. I guess, I don't know. Number 4 would be JBL. People I hate in wrestling. JBL is number 4. That guy's a douchebag. Number 3, Vince Russo. Vince Russo, because, look, the guy probably, he came up with a lot of good stuff in the Attitude Era. I'm not going to deny that. I'm sure he did come up with a lot of good stuff, but Vince McMahon looked over it and probably got rid of a lot of crap and took the good stuff. Vince Russo would have never been a success if he ran his own company. He would have never been a success and never will be without working with a Vince McMahon. Or even Russo worked with Jeff Jarrett in TNA and Dutch Mantel in TNA and Jim Cornette for a while. And those guys are smarter than Russo, in my opinion. But mostly Vince Russo's on this countdown of people I hated in wrestling. He's on this because of his podcast. I think it's called the Russo Brand or something. I don't even know if he still does it. I don't even care. And I will never listen to it because whatever the guy says is stupid bullshit that I don't care to listen to. So, anyways, it's basically Vince Russo's on this list because I don't like the guy. And he's made fun of a lot of wrestling fans. He's made fun of a lot of wrestling fans. And basically, the guy's bitter as hell. In everything he says on his podcast, he claims wrestling sucks, wrestling's dead, just because the ratings are down from 15 years ago. Well, of course, they're down from 15 years ago. Times have changed. Society's changed. There's like 1,000 channels you can watch. Or you could just watch stuff on YouTube. So ratings are down because, in my opinion, there's too many other distractions. That's why that's why 7 million people, 6 million people aren't watching wrestling on Monday nights, because they got other things to do. It's not a big deal to me. I don't really care if the ratings drop. Doesn't matter to me. So, basically he says everything in wrestling nowadays sucks. Everything in 2017 in wrestling sucks. All the storylines suck. All the talents suck. We know he's not a fan of Kevin Owens. I don't get that, but... Or he's always claiming Kevin Owens doesn't look like a wrestler. He just looks like a normal guy on the streets. Doesn't matter. Kevin Owens, Vince Russo has more talent in his pinky than you will ever have. And then he claimed this really was just really ridiculous and a stupid ass thing to say. I don't know how long ago he said this, maybe 2 months ago or a month ago. He claimed if you're a fan of male wrestlers and you are chanting their name or chanting "this is awesome," and if you're a fanboy of them or a fangirl, I think he's basically talking about male fans. He claimed, Vince Russo said this, if you're a big fan of a male wrestler, he claimed you're a homosexual. And that you're a homosexual, basically. That's what he claimed. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say. Vince Russo, when you were a kid, or when you were a teenager, I'm sure you were a big mark for some wrestler. So does that mean you were homosexual also? That's ridiculous to even say that. So, F you, Vince Russo. You're a stupid idiot in my opinion. Number 2 would be one of his friends that he worked with, another writer that was backstage in the Attitude Era with Vince Russo. His name's Ed Ferrara. Ed Ferrara is number 2 of people I hate in wrestling because of what he did in making fun of Jim Ross. When he was in WCW, he came up with the dumbass character Oklahoma, made fun of JR, made facial expressions making fun of Bell's palsy and what JR went through and that disease. Ed Ferrara, you're scum. You're a scumbag. I hope you never come back and nobody in wrestling ever hires you again to be a writer or commentator because you sucked. I don't know why. Yes, WCW, I guess, was trying to come back in late 99 and during the Monday Night Wars. They were trying to come back and take some ratings from Raw. Well, it didn't work. Ed Ferrara, your Oklahoma character, did not work. It was really out of line for you to even come up with it and put it on TV. It was super cross the line. You really crossed the line. That had nothing to do with bashing the WWF. That was just bashing and making fun of JR and his disease and his Bell's palsy. That was pathetic. And you're a scumbag for doing that, Ed Ferrara. And if I saw you, I'd punch you in the fucking head and knock you on your ass. So I still don't know his motivation. I don't know who came up with the Oklahoma character. Maybe it was Russo. Maybe it's Ed Ferrara. I don't know. But whoever came up with it, you're scum. Number 1. People I hated in wrestling. Number 1, the guy I hated the most Now, Vince Russo could have been number one, and Ed Ferrara could have been, but number one is like Z minus, not even a B minus, not a D minus, a Z minus celebrity. Kevin Federline is number one, K-Fed. Came into the WWE, I think it was 2007 or 6. I believe he interfered in a pay-per-view match. I think it might have been at a Night of Champions or something. Or whatever. Or Cyber Sunday. I don't know. Then he interfered during a Raw, picked up John Cena, gave John Cena a attitude adjustment. Kevin Federline in wrestling was trash. The guy was garbage. The guy had no business being on Raw. He had no business being in the WWE. He didn't deserve to be. And Kevin Federline is zero talent. The guy's a zero talent hack with no talent. And you're damn lucky you got Britney Spears pregnant. Because by doing that now, you're set for life. You're probably getting child support from Britney Spears, and that's pathetic for a guy to take child support. Anyways, you're zero talent. You have no talent. I don't know what your talent was. I don't know if you were trying to be a rapper or what. Your talent was nothing. Your claim to fame is getting Britney Spears pregnant. And then now you're set for life because you did that. I don't know why the hell she slept with you in the first place, but I guess she had mental issues. I don't know. So you're damn lucky you got Britney Spears pregnant. But you were trash, you were garbage, and I hated you in wrestling. Kevin Federline, you suck. I don't know what he's doing today. I never hear about the guy on TMZ or anywhere. Never hear from him. And I hope I never have to see him on TV again. So number one's Kevin Federline, K-Fed. If you didn't watch WWE in 2006, 2007, start watching Raw on the network in like January 2007. Start watching Raw in January 2007. I believe Kevin Federline shows up. And then actually has a match. I think it might have been the first Raw of 2007. He actually has a match with John Cena. And I believe there's interference. I think Umaga might have interfered and attacked John Cena because they were feuding at the time. Rest in peace, Umaga. So I hope you enjoyed this top 10 of people I hated in wrestling. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at WWE NXT Guy. Also like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Bye for now, everybody.